Well, thank you very much. Just want to take the opportunity to welcome retired Admiral His Excellency High Commissioner of India to Canada, Nirmal Kumar Verma, to Edmonton. We had a very, very fruitful lunch with him yesterday at the Government House. Talked about a number of different trade barriers which we as Alberta have with India, and how we can improve our relationship between the both jurisdictions. As well, of course, we talked to him about numerous other opportunities in agriculture, in forestry, and of course, we're opening our trade office as part of our new international renewed strategy, which we announced this month. So we're certainly looking forward to welcoming here at Dr. Prem Singh Mahar's hotel here in Sherwood Park, and of course, going to welcome him on behalf of our community here. By all of us here in Sherwood Park.
ਅੱਜ ਦਾ ਜੋ ਫੰਕਸ਼ਨ ਹੈ ਇਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਹਾਈ ਕਮਿਸ਼ਨਰ ਅਲਬਰਟਾ 'ਚ ਪਹਿਲੀ ਵਾਰ ਆਏ ਨੇ ਤੇ ਇਹ ਕੈਨੇਡਾ 'ਚ ਨਵੰਬਰ 'ਚ ਆਏ ਸੀ ਤੇ ਕੱਲ ਇੱਕ ਉਹਦੀ ਮੀਟਿੰਗ ਸੀ ਤੇ ਉਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਅਸੀਂ ਇਹ ਕੋਸ਼ਿਸ਼ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਹਾਂ ਕਿ ਵੀ ਅਲਬਰਟਾ ਕੈਨੇਡਾ ਇੰਡੀਆ ਦਾ ਤਾਂ ਬਹੁਤ ਚੰਗਾ ਰਿਲੇਸ਼ਨਸ਼ਿਪ ਚੱਲ ਰਿਹਾ ਹੈ ਐਂਡ ਹਾਊ ਕੈਨ ਵੀ ਡੂ ਵਰਕ ਵਿਦ ਅਲਬਰਟਾ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਕੁਛ ਇੱਕ ਚੀਜ਼ਾਂ ਨੇ, ਇੱਕ ਤਾਂ ਆਇਲ ਐਂਡ ਗੈਸ ਹੈ, एजुकेशन है, दैन जो एक्सपोर्टिंग कैनोला या पल्सेस या एग्रीकल्चर प्रोडक्ट या एग्रीकल्चर टेक्नोलॉजी वो किस तरह इंडिया दे नाल कर सकते हैं ताकि इंडिया नूं भी फायदा होए ते अपना नूं भी फायदा होए.
You know, I've been in my assignment as High Commissioner of India for 6 months now, and over the last few months I've been trying to visit as many places as possible, and I'm happy that I've had an opportunity to visit Alberta. About a month back I was here for an energy conference between Indian oil majors and the Canadian oil majors in Calgary, and this of course is my first visit to Edmonton. And for us, I would say that if we look at the areas in which India is seeking collaboration and cooperation and working towards the objectives laid down by our two prime ministers, I think a lot of the action has to happen here in Alberta, primarily in the energy sector. I mean, you have Alberta has the type of resources which are required in India in large measure, and we have to find ways and means in taking this across, whether from outlets on the west or east, but eventually reaching up to Indian ports. And I'm sure that the businesses working together will find ways and means, provided of course some of the issues like routing of pipelines within the Canadian landmass are resolved. There is a requirement for us to build infrastructure in a large measure over the next 5 years. In fact, the government of India has put a figure of $1 trillion, of which 50% would be from resources which are raised domestically in India, and the balance is going to be from private sector, including foreign investors. And our finance minister was here as part of his tour of financial capitals of the world to explain the favorable investment climate that prevails, particularly for investment in the infrastructure sector. And then of course agriculture is extremely important for us. This is another area of strength as far as Canada is concerned, and particularly the province of Alberta. There are huge amounts of imports of pulses that take place. In fact, 70% of the pulses produced in Alberta are exported to India. And I find there are many other areas where there are areas of strength where we can have useful measures for furthering this cooperation, because that's a thrust area for us.